Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Monica, and for those who are not new, welcome back. It's great to see you here again. And today I am going to be going over some new releases that are coming out in July, as well as my July TBR. So let's begin with the new releases, and I'm going to do it a bit differently. I'm going to tell you the date when everything's coming out, and then I'll just read them off. Without further ado, let's just get into it. Releasing on July 3rd is Something Unexpected by Vi Keelan, and it is ebook, paperback, and audio. The narrators are going to be Teddy Hamilton and Andy Arndt. Then Not So Lucky by Trilina Pucci. And there is no audiobook for this, but there is paperback and ebook. And the next two are audio release only because these two have already been released in paperback and ebook format. And the first one is Filthy Lies. This is book 8 in the 5-Point Mobs collection by Serena Ackroyd. And the next one is Filthy Truth, and this is book 9 in the 5-Point Mob collection by Serena Ackroyd, and both are going to be narrated by Joe Arden and Maxine Mitchell. And then releasing on July 4th is Destroy Me. This is book 1 in the Corrupted Royals series by Michelle Herf. This is an audio release only because the ebook and paperback is already out. The narrators are going to be Samantha Cook and Duncan Cole. And then releasing on July 6th is Harbor Master. This is book 1 in the Sweet Cherry Cove series by Cassie Mint. And this is no audiobook. It's basically going to be ebook. She's a KU novella author, so she's Cassie Mint. Love Cassie Mint. Then coming out on July 7th is Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. And there's no audiobook for this. It's just going to be ebook and paperback for what I understand. Then on July 11th, and this is the day that has made me decide not to just keep saying July 11th, July 11th, July 11th, because there's 19 books. The first book that is coming out on July 11th is the Dandelion Diaries. This is book 2.5 in the Mason Jar series by Devney Perry. No audiobook, but it's an ebook paperback. What's a Duke got to do with it? This is book 2 in the Sinful Spinsters series by Christina Britton. There's no audiobook for that one either. Then Hello Stranger by Catherine Center is being released on ebook. I want to say probably hardcover instead of paperback, and audio, and the narrator is going to be Patty Murin. And then Hidden Truths. This is book 3 in the Perfectly Imperfect series by Neva. Here's her name. This is an audiobook release only. The narrators are Gregory Salinas and Allison Voller. You can get it on paperback and ebook right now. Then Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. There's no audiobook, but you will be able to get it on ebook and paperback. Phantom. This is book 1 in the Tattered Curtain series by Greer Rivers. This is going to have an audiobook release only. The narrators are going to be Zara Eden and Michael Pierce. So the next few are going to be Kathleen Woodruss's books. They're being released on audio on July 11th. And the first one is So Worthy, My Love. The narrators are going to be Rosalind Landor and Cassandra York. Then Forever in Your Embrace. The narrators are also going to be Rosalind Landor and Cassandra York. And then Come Love a Stranger, and the narrator is just going to be Cassandra York. Then The Flame and the Flower, and this is book 1 in the Birmingham family. The narrators are going to be Ashford McNabb and Cassandra York. And then A Season Beyond a Kiss. This is book 4 in the Birmingham family, and the narrators are going to be Ashford McNabb and Cassandra York. And then The Elusive Flame. This is book 5 in the Birmingham family, and the narrators are Ashford McNabb and Cassandra York. And then the next Kathleen Woodruss book is The Wolf and the Dove, narrated by Rosalind Landor and Cassandra York. Then A Rose in Winter, again narrated by Rosalind Landor and Cassandra York. Petals on the River, will be narrated by Cassandra York. Then Shanna is also going to be put on audiobook, and the narrators are going to be Robin Miles and Cassandra York. Then Ashes in the Wind, and that's going to be narrated by Ashford McNabb and Cassandra York. And then the last book that's going to be released, I know there's more going to be released on July 11th, but the last book I want to highlight is The Beast Bride. This is book 1 in the Blue Stocking War series by Eva Devon and Marie Claremont. And the narrators are going to be Rupert Channing and Jessica Bright. Then on July 13th, Under the Radar, this is book 4 in the Reynolds Restoration series by Melanie Moreland. There is no audiobook for this that's been announced, but there will be an ebook and a paperback. Then on July 14th, and I'm really excited about this one, is The Anti-Hero by Sarah Kate, and this is going to have a ebook and a paperback. No audiobook has been announced. Then on July 18th is The Summer Girl. This is book 3 in the Avalon Bay series by Al Kennedy, and it's going to have ebook, paperback, and audiobook, and the narrators are going to be Caitlin Elizabeth and Teddy Hamilton. So there are 3 books that are going to be released on July 25th. The first one is The Rebel King. This is book 2 in the Deviant King series by Gina Maxwell. This is her Fae urban fantasy series. It's going to have a simultaneous ebook, audiobook, and paperback release. So the narrators are going to be J.F. Harding and Kelsey Navarro. And then Not That Duke. This is book 3 in the Would-Be Wallflower series by Eloisa James. This is going to have a simultaneous mass market paperback, ebook, and audio. And the narrator is going to be Susan I'm not going to say this right. Duerden, Duerden. And then the last book that's going to be released on July 25th is How to Tame a Wild Rogue. This is book 6 in the Palace of Rogues series by Julianne Long. And it's also going to have a simultaneous ebook, mass market paperback, and audiobook. And the narrator is going to be Justine Eyre. Then lastly, on July 27th, Burned Dreams, this is book 7 in the Perfectly Imperfect series, is going to be released on paperback and ebook, and there is no audiobook that has been talked about. So those are a bunch of books that are coming out, and I'm excited to start looking through some of Kathleen Woolworth's books, and I love Rosalind Landor, so I'm excited for those to come. However, they are not going to be on my TBR because I just can't commit to all of those. So for my TBR, I am going to be hosting, along with my friends, a read-along for the Flight and Glory series that was written by Rebecca Yarros. And the first book in that series is Full Measures, so that's on my TBR. And this one is Ember and Josh. Ember Howard, who was an army brat, her dad dies. She meets Josh Walker, re-meets him when he sees her going to buy herself a birthday cake because her little brother wants her to have a birthday cake on the day she finds out her dad died. And her mom basically goes catatonic and cannot function, so she ends up picking up the slack. And Josh, he is really there for Ember, and he is a hockey player, and there's more to it. So yes, that is book 1 in the Flying Glory series, and I'm excited to reread that because I have read it. And then book 2 is going to be Eyes Turn Skyward, and this one is Paisley Donovan and Jagger. We meet Jagger in book 1 because he's Josh's best friend. And Paisley is the general's daughter. They are now in flight school, learning to fly helicopters because that's what him and Josh want to do. And his name's Jagger Bateman. And Paisley has a heart condition, but she doesn't tell Jagger this. And it's their romance, and it is very angsty. and it's forbidden in its perfection, and I love this book. And this is book 2, and that's also on my TBR. Then we will be reading book 3, which is Beyond What Is Given. This one is Grayson Masters, who is now an Apache helicopter pilot, and Samantha Fitzgerald, who is Ember's best friend. And Samantha moves to Alabama, where they are at flight school. Samantha's running away from a thing that happened with her professor. And it is their romance, and it's very sweet. And I really do enjoy this one as well. And this one's also very angsty. So that's also on my TBR. And just to remind you that we are going to have our live show on July 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Christi's channel from Christi Reads a Lot. And I will link the announcement video in Christi's channels down below, so you are able to see all of that. I am going to the beach. I am going to the beach from January, not January. I'm going to the beach. And I keep wanting to say January. I do not know why. It's July, not January. But I will have a week at the beach just to be. I have nothing planned. I will have nothing planned. Now, I have 2 books that I'm bringing with me, and they are, the first one is going to be Yours Until Dawn. I have been meaning to read this book for a very long time, and I really want to get to it, so I am going to bring it with me to the beach. I'm also bringing Further to Fall by Catherine Cowles. I've been meaning to read this for a very long time as well. They're both on 23 books I want to read in 2023, so I'm going to be able to get these 2 knocked off. So the next book that's on my TBR is The Dandelion Diary by Devney Perry. This is book 2.5 in her Mason Jar series. This is just a novella, and I'm really excited for this one. It says, Dear Diary, my dad needs a girlfriend, and I already picked her out. Miss Adler would be perfect for him, right? She's super pretty, she has the best smile, and she gives the best hugs. And she's like the most amazing teacher in the world. Dad is my hero, but I can tell he's lonely. He tries to hide it from me, but sometimes at night when he thinks I'm asleep, I'll sneak downstairs and find him sitting on the couch, staring at nothing. He's never had a girlfriend, not since the divorce. Mom messed him up. She's good at that. He's smart and funny, and doesn't laugh enough. I've seen other moms at school check him out, so I guess he's handsome. Ew. And he makes up the best nicknames. He calls me Dandelion. I bet he'd give Miss Adler an awesome nickname too. They're perfect for each other. I just know it. Now I only have to show them I'm right. Wish me luck, Katie. That sounds really cute. I love Devney Perry. She's one of my favorites. So the next book that is on my TBR is The Rebel King. This is book 2 in the Deviant King series. I read The Dark King last year. Loved it. It's urban fantasy and fae, and we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger. I've been waiting for Rebel King to come out, and it's coming out, and I will be reading it. I'm very excited for it. This is the second brother. He becomes king, and he really wants Fiona, but he can't really have her, so I'm really excited for that one. That one is also on my TBR. So the next book I'm going to read that's on my TBR for July is How to Tame a Wild Rogue. This is book 6 in the Palace of Rogues series, and I've read one Julianne Long book, but this is pure coverless, and I can't wait to read this. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I don't really care. I loved the first book I read of Julianne Long, and it's the only book I've read of Julianne Long. I loved it, and I am excited to read it because I don't care. I like Julianne Long's writing, and I love this cover. I'm sold. And then the last book that I am going to be reading that's on my TBR is Something Unexpected by Vi Keeland. When Vi Keeland and Penelope Ward comes out with a book, I generally just buy it. They are some of my go-to authors when I need a break from all the angst and all of the drama, although their stuff is heavier than they're supposed to be because they look like fun rom-coms. That's how I originally got into them. I thought they were going to be fun rom-coms, and they weren't actually. Let me know if you're going to read any of these books that I've talked about on my TBR or any of the new releases. What are you excited for that's coming out in July? Let me know down below. And if you made it this far in this video and you want to leave me an emoji, please leave me a sun emoji, because it is going to be July and the sun is bright and wonderful as long as I have my SPF 100 sunblock. And then, anyway, until next time, my friends, happy reading. Bye.